dear Aquarius. This is a love reading, a prediction for the month of February with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. As a birthday child, you are first out to read for this month, so happy birthday to you, Aquarius, and have a really beautiful birthday month. And as an extended member to the channel, you will get these readings ahead of time and with no ads. And there's a pick a card reading up, your love life moving forward, for the full members to this channel. And the reading, what are their intentions with you, are available for all the members to the channel. Subscribe and then check out the many perks through the join button that will appear, or follow the link in the description box to learn more about membership. And I can recommend that you rewatch the previous love reading for January to get a context, and this is the prediction for February. And I will start reading your cards, and I'm using the Tarot de la NUIT. When I open your deck here, I see the Four of Cups together with Queen of Wands. So it's like sometimes we accept a boring time, or a time when we can't be 100% fulfilled with love because we have self-respect and we know our value. Okay. I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Lovers together with the Four of Cups. So it might be that you love and miss someone, but for some reason you have stood up in this relationship with the Queen of Wands that we saw and forgo the love, or at least maybe taking distance towards this person, either emotionally or on a physical level, or maybe on a communication level. So for example, we can still be in the same room but we are not talking, or we are in a distance from each other, and we don't have any closeness at all. So it can be different for different people here. It feels like a little bit of a shame for some reason, but we'll see. I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have the Nine of Cups. So it's as if you are deciding to take control over your life and to fulfill your own needs. You don't want to be too dependent on another person. I can't see the reason exactly why, but the Four indicates boundaries. The Queen of Wands indicates self-respect. The Nine of Cups indicate I fulfill my own needs. I'm independent. So I'm guessing maybe this person that you're in love with wasn't so good to lean on. Maybe they were a person that you couldn't 100% trust, or you couldn't feel like they really fulfilled your needs. So 6 elements, and we have the Tower here together with Four of Cups. So it looks a little bit as if you will wear down with time, that you will start to miss this person maybe more and more. But in the same time, the Tower can also indicate that there's something fundamentally wrong with the relationship in itself. So we'll see more when I lay out the cards. Okay. So 6 elements: Earth, Wind, the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords, and Angel de la Nuit. It definitely seems like there's a strong bond between you two, that maybe both people are very preoccupied thinking about the other person and the relationship, and this person would want to be like honorable towards you, but maybe they don't know how to do it, or their own will might get in the way. You know, they have needs and wants too. So we'll see. 6 elements. So it's a very giddy deck today. 9 of Wands. They feel a little bit humiliated for some reason, as if you want to, you know, whip them into submission, and they don't want that to happen. So I want my dear Aquarius to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay. So I will tune in for a few seconds to you and to the person most on your mind and your relationship in February. So this is the new bottom of the deck, and it's 5 of Pentacles, and I'm actually feeling both people in this equation feel like this. They are thrown out in the cold, like there's something wrong with them. They couldn't be loved for who they were, or they couldn't get the other person to love them. 8 of Cups. We have given so much and we feel drained. And I'm sorry, I feel like it comes from both people. And here we have the old bottom of the deck, and it's the High Priestess. So it shows that you are more prone to this with self-respect, that you don't want just whomever to come into your paradise garden. You have learned so much, you have experienced so much, you have become so much wiser. You realize that you allow for other people to treat you in certain ways by letting them in or not. And this is your sanctuary, and this is your life. You're a high value person. You only, in the future, you only want to let in high value people in your life as well. Okay. So this is what's on your mind, with the person most on your mind. And this is the situation with said person. This is what's on their mind with you. Your feelings towards them, the bond between you two, their feelings, your behaviors and attitudes, the outcome for February, and this is their behaviors and attitudes. So we start with the situation here, and we have Justice, and Justice is in connection with the High Priestess that we just saw. She is number 2, 1 plus, and this is 11, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So they're also connected to the judgment. It's about choices, making judgment call, deciding what's best for us in our lives, sometimes putting boundaries and, you know, closing the gate to our paradise garden for other people, and sometimes open it to help people to bring balance. If we have a lot, we can give a lot. So the Justice, but in this case, I feel like you have the sense that you are unfairly treated and haven't had your needs fulfilled, and you are standing on the barricades to make this happen, or you're taking choices that strengthen yourself and might weaken the relationship. And this is what's on your mind. So you're kind of waiting for them to budge or to give in, that they should finally understand you, finally see what you're about, and that love is important, and like your value for them. You hope that you are so valuable for them, so they will change their mind and start to behave in ways that's more healthy for the relationship, at least in your eyes. It's another 4. You had the 4 of Cups. This is 4 of Swords. It's silent treatment, but in the same time, we're waiting for the other person to pick up the phone. And this is what's on their mind. And 9 of Wands, so they clearly don't want to budge to your terms. You might have given an ultimatum. You told them clearly what you expected out of them, but for them it feels like you're imposing on their free will, and that you're trying to make them into something that they are not, that you don't love them for who they truly are, but for what they can become for you and what they can do for you. So they feel almost like you want to enslave them or make them your puppet or your lapdog, things similar to this. And I feel this rebellious streak is almost comes from a child or a teenager. So I think that you are treating them in ways that they recognize from friends and family, that has said to them that you should do this, you should study this, you should be like this, you should give us this. And they're sick and tired of it. They want to be their own individual. They want to be loved for who they are, not what they can be or their potential. They want to be loved for who they are as this person they are right now. And this is the bond between the two of you. It's a 5 of Swords. It's the card that jumped when I shuffled. So it looks like you don't really have each other's backs at this moment. And the ice pick there, it's threatening to sever the bond between you two. You both have valid viewpoints, but it's very hard for these two viewpoints to come together in a compromise. And therefore, you are kind of in opposition towards each other, almost like you are enemies instead of lovers or friends. And it's what it is. As I said, you both have valid viewpoints. Four of Swords, Five of Swords, which indicates that maybe you have done the aggression in this case, and that's why this person feels a little bit humiliated, as if I have done so much for you. Why did you have to go and up the game or make it worse? We were fine, or we were working on it. Why did you have to go and press on, like try to win even more land from them? They feel like it's like they are Ireland and you are Great Britain, and you're trying to invade their space. You have already taken, you know, Northern Ireland, and they have so little left. So that's how I feel with them. Okay, and this is your feelings, and we have the Queen of Cups. So we can see that you are very emotional in this situation. You love the person, and you are open and vulnerable to them, and that's why you need so much from them as well, because you have opened your heart to them. And for you to be able to hold this kind of it's like a fire hose of love that you are spraying in from the divine into the world. You need them to be vulnerable and open too, and to kind of support your love and the relationship that you are building together. And it's very hard when they are want to act like a rebellious teenager, and as if they don't care, because they don't want to be weighed down with other people's expectations all the time. And this is their feelings. And we have a Three of Wands. So they're very sure of what they want, like when it comes to the terms what they want for themselves, but they're also open to discussions with you, because they're still open towards the relationship. They just don't want to be treated as a child or a lapdog, or they don't want to be whipped into submission. They want you to acknowledge their authority over their own life, that they are entitled to you know, have a heart of stone if they wish to have a heart of stone, and you know, to not do this and that, even if you wanted to, because they have their own free will. So I'm feeling a vulnerability with them, because they know they have a lot to lose, but they don't want to compromise themselves. They feel either they lose you or they lose themselves. So which is worse? They probably don't know, but they're sure they don't want to lose themselves. They feel like they have done it too much already in this world. Too many people have told them what to be or what to not be, and when they are good and when they are accepted, and when they are bad and not accepted. And they just feel like they are a good person for who they are. They shouldn't have all these demands on them to change. People should be able to love them for who they are. And this is, that's not true if they are violent, abusive, you know. But then it's already done deal. You should walk away. So, and this is your behaviors and attitudes. And it seems like you're pressing the, you know, nuclear warhead button and sending away the final, you know, bomb towards the relationship here. But in the same time, I feel like your walls can come caving down, and you start to admit, like, okay, this person might not be like textbook what I wanted, but they're still who I love. So maybe I need to learn to live with our differences. So we'll see if it's you budging or you destroying the relationship. I will take some clarification. It might be different for different people. You might take different decisions, even if you're all Aquarius. And this is their behaviors and attitudes, and we see strength. Nine of Wands is kind of like a soldier. Three of Wands is like a negotiation in war, where we want to obtain peace, but we're not going to, you know, lose our self-respect. So we can see that this person has a softness to them, because they are open to communications with you. At least these two cards here, we can see they are turning the back against you. But we can still see with the white flowers in the hair and the white dress that they have good intentions. So some words from you could make them open up again and have the energy to continue the relationship. But if you're going to press on with your ultimatum, they are going to close down more and more. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just telling you how this person reacts to your wants and needs and actions. Okay. And the outcome is death. So it definitely seems like most of you will put the destruction, like press the destruction button in this relationship and kind of end it. We'll see. Clarify the Justice card. We have both Page of Cups and Seven of Wands. Like we are open for love, but we have demands. We love the person, but we don't want to be treated in a certain kind of way. It kind of goes for both of you, I think. Both of you are open to love, but neither of you wants to be treated as you have been treated in the past. You don't want to be abandoned and be treated like you are nothing, and they don't want to be micromanaged and ruled. So clarify your Four of Swords there. It's the Sun card. So I'm both feeling like you're trying to validate your inner child. The little Page of Cups here, you don't want it to be hurt over and over again, and you're seeing the truth that maybe you feel like the other person doesn't have 100% good intentions with the relationship, doesn't watch out for you in the way you would want to, and maybe you feel like they are betraying you in ways that people have betrayed you before, that your mother and father didn't love you enough, your siblings didn't care for you enough, your friends deserted you, your lovers deserted you, and now you are on your side, like cost what it will cost. You are not going to put your inner child through that again. And in the same time, the Sun card is also the highest card for love, but I feel it's self-love. I think you love this person, but probably it's time for you to love yourself more, or you have learned to love yourself more. Clarifying the Nine of Wands. And we have the Page of Swords, this teenage revolution vibe. They don't want to be the black sheep, or they can be the black sheep, but they're not going to change just because of it. No one is going to have shame them into making changes that's not in alignment with who they are. So clarifying the Five of Swords, and we have Five of Cups. So because it's so hard for you to understand the other person's point of view, if you both could live 24 hours in each other's heart, I think you would have a different viewpoint, and you would be able to overbridge this problem. We see the bridge there. So maybe communication will help, as this person is suggesting here, Three of Wands. So clarifying the Queen of Cups, we have Death. So you are vulnerable, and you can't stand holding this fire hose of love. Like it's with no one coming around you and helping you holding it. It's as if you are alone in the relationship. So in that case, you can't continue voting for the relationship if there's no one there voting with you. I'm seeing this person voting with you. They are just opposing this with them needing to change for the sake of the relationship. Clarifying the Three of Wands. I think they're suffering more than they want to admit, but they're kind of prepared to suffer to be able to be who they want to be, or who they feel. They can't kind of lie to themselves. This is 10 of Swords, and this is 19, 1 plus 9, 10. So it's two variations of the same theme, self-love, but they are prepared to sacrifice a lot, much like you are doing right now, to being able to show themselves self-love and self-respect and dignity. So you're pretty much wanting the same thing, and it's to be respected, supported, and loved. It's just different things for the two of you. Maybe you want to be more like the other person, to express more love and more commitment, or more safety, or more they want them to be able to communicate about problems and deal with stuff, and not just sweep everything underneath the carpet. And they want to be acknowledged that they are a good person, and you trust them, and you trust their mind, like their decisions, their wiseness, and not always question everything that they do. Like, you drive too fast with a car, you do this, you do that, you do this. They feel like you want to bring them down. Okay. Clarifying the Tower. And we have the Queen of Wands. The destruction button seems to be likely for most of you. Queen of Wands doesn't accept any false compromises. We can see that it's lions in both these cards. One little lion and then, you know, symbols of lions there and the lion here. So as I said, you're kind of having the same viewpoint. Neither of you wants your inner child to get hurt. And both of you are fighting each other as the result. Even though maybe it wasn't you that hurt them in the first place, trying to, you know, make them someone that they're not. And they didn't hurt you in the first place, like abandoning you. But you are both paying the price for what other people have done to your partner or to your person. And neither of you can understand or see that you are pretty much walking in the same shoes. It's just different things that you have an opinion about, but it's the same conclusion. Okay. Strength, Two of Swords. It's kind of peace, like they are not going to argue with you, but they're not going to budge either. They want what they want. The Two of Swords is also connected to the Justice card, as is the Four of Swords. So this is Libra, Libra, Libra. So both of you are thinking that you are right and you're not going to budge. You're standing up for what's right and true. Unfortunately, both the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords is also like, I can't care to communicate because you wouldn't understand anyway. They want to communicate, but they feel like you are close to it, or that maybe you need to drag it out of them, like, I want to talk, and they would admit that they would want to talk too. So clarifying the Death card. Five of Pentacles, another 5, 5, 5, 5. It's so hard to be, you know, in relationships with other people. 5 represents society, how we have different wills, and, you know, different things makes us happy, and it's hard to come together and kind of make one life with one goal out of two people with very different mindset or goals. So I will take oracle cards here from Pagan Lenormand and see what you could do here. We have this child, so it seems like it's important that you stand by your inner child and become the knight in shining armor and the mother for this child. But this child also maybe needs love and needs this other person, so maybe you can teach the child to communicate, but also protect the child if the communication doesn't go well. So clarifying or seeing what advice we have for this person. And we have this, they have kind of locked themselves into this, that they are going to be a slave and whipped into submission. It's a very masculine thing in many ways. We can see females have been kind of enslaved for thousands of years, and mostly they don't seem to revolt until it gets, you know, really problematic. For example, in the French Revolution, when that females started, as well as the Russian Revolution, because they didn't have food enough to feed their children, so they started a revolution. But until then, they were kind of quiet. But males, they are being forced to go to war and to feed their family and to do this and to do that traditionally, like in the past. And it has accumulated a lot of frustration in the masculine, like being the dog that's being sent on different missions and never having, never being able to be the wolf and live your own life for yourself and what you want. So I think your person is much in this wolf energy, or lion, with they want to roam free and, you know, lay down whatever prey they want to and eat whatever they want to and go to wherever they want to. They want to be free of the oppression from society and all the demands. And it can seem very unfair because the feminine has even more demands on them, but it's hard to understand, because the feminine is like a cat. It stays because it wants to. If it, you know, didn't love the children, the friends, the surrounding, it would just go. But the male is like a dog. It stays out of loyalty, and now it wants to be loyal towards itself in some way. So it's kind of revolting this the whip here. Okay, so this is from Witch's Wisdom, and I will take card for outcome, and we have this lion here. So I think we need to trust the lion, that both of you are in a situation right now where you're building up your own confidence, your own authority, and it might cost a relationship in short term, but in the long term it will make you win yourself. You will become grown up, mature people because of this. So we can't just compromise just to stay together. I think it's so sad, because I see that both of you kind of are dealing with the same thing, and I wish you could overbridge it with communication. And for some of you that might be possible. These are both 7 of Wands. The next card is 8 of Wands, communication. So maybe we can communicate our boundaries, what we can take, what we can't take, where we can compromise, where we can't compromise, and maybe the other person will be in the, you know, the right divine timing for doing the same thing. It's not often. Often maybe one wants to work on it and the other doesn't, and 1 month later the first person doesn't want to work on it anymore, but the second person has gotten second thoughts. So I'm seeing that as a possibility for those of you that wants to fight for the relationship. But in other case, it seems like you should fight for yourself and your own autonomous, like being able to heal your inner child by validating yourself and your own thoughts and feelings, and going with it, like just rolling with it, no matter what the consequences. So I would urge you to watch the reading, what do they want to have happen, and the love reading for January, to learn more about this situation or relationship. You can also order personal readings from me at tarot.com.se. And thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe to help the channel out, and hit the notification bell to get a heads up when the new video is out. Take really good care until next time. Stay awake, stay healthy, stay blessed, and bye for now.